I traded this one setup for 8 days straight, and here are the results. Over the last 8 trading days, I've taken every single valid first bull or bear signal using the SPY Hunter system. In this video, I'm going to walk through each day one by one, including the wins, the losses, the traps at open, and the real results. To keep the math simple, I'm using a $1,000 example account with one contract per $1,000. Again, this is not financial advice. It's just a clean way to show how different exit styles affect growth. There are 4 different ways I measured performance over these 8 days. 25% take profit model, which is the most consistent, conservative. 50% take profit model, balanced, not too aggressive, not too conservative. 100% take profit model, aggressive with momentum. And the strategy exit, condition break, hold. Full trend hold. Hold all the way through the move until the conditions no longer are met. Each one grows at a different speed because contract size scales up at different times. So let's go ahead and get started with day 1. All right, so as you can see, day 1 was November 17th, 2025. On this day, it looks like we got 2 signals, both bearish, as indicated right here. Our first signal came at 10:10, and the close of that candle was at 668.67. So I would have been looking for a 668 put. Looks like price moved all the way down at the low point to 667.78. So on this move, the 25% profit was the only one that hit. And you can see that our condition break happened over here at 10:35. Everything else would have ended with a loss on that trade, anything 50% above. Moving over to the next trade, we got another bearish signal at 12:05 p.m. Central. That candle closed at 668.57. So again, we're looking for a 668 put. And you can see we get a nice, very nice move here where all of our targets hit. 25% hit, 50% hit, 100% hit. Because at the low point, this move went all the way down to 662.18. So over a $6 move on SPY is monstrous. And the strategy close, the condition break ended at 663.65. So a nice move there for the 17th. Let's now move over to Tuesday, the 18th. All right, you can see here we got, two trades on this day during market hours. Our first signal was a bearish signal at 8:50 Central. That candle closed at 659.79, so we were looking for a 659 put. And you can see price moved all the way down to its low point of 656.25. So a very nice move there. All strategies or all exit strategies hit on this trade as well. Our condition break happens at 10:10 Central Time, closing at 658.34 if you held that all the way through. Again, a really nice trade. Then moving on, we get a bullish signal at 12:05 Central Time, closing at 663.75. And price doesn't move a ton here. We kind of missed the move here. The momentum happened early on. Or I guess the trade happened early on, but the momentum didn't build until later. So we get in at 663.75 with a 664 call. The high point of this trade reaches 665.12. So again, the 25% and 50% hit on this move. The 100% and the strategy exit end up losing money. With the condition break happening at 663.01. So you're underwater if you held that trade all the way through. But again, I'm pretty conservative. I go for the base hits, 25%, or at least move my stop up to 25%. And if I get anything above that, I continue to move my stop up as price increases. But 9 times out of 10, I get stopped out at the 25% before the 50% or 100% move happens. All right, so that's it for the 17th. Let's move on to the 19th, Wednesday, November 19th. We get 3 trades on this day. We get a bullish signal at 9 a.m. Central Time, 666.13. So we're looking for a 667 call. Price goes all the way up to 667.34 at the high. So 25% hits there and nothing else hits on this trade. Condition breaks at 664.70. Next signal, we get a bearish signal at 11:05 Central. 661.02 is the close of that candle, so we're looking for a 661 put. And price has a nice move here, quick too. We're not in the trade forever. 659.10 is the low. I'm sorry, 658.75 is the low point of this trade. So nice trade. Everything hits. 25% hits, 50% hits, 100% hits. The strategy exit does end up hitting, but it's a very small gain if I remember correctly. You get out at 11:45 at 660.54. Last trade of the day is a bearish signal at 1:35, 659.49. So we're looking for a 659 put. Price doesn't move too much. The low point of this trade is 659.33. So 10 cents is all it moves. None of those trades hit, or none of those take profits hit. And we condition break at 661.26 on Wednesday the 19th. Let's move on to Thursday the 20th. Really nice day here. We get 3 signals throughout the day. First one is a bullish signal at 8:50, 674.20. So I'm looking for a 675 call. The high point of this trade is 675.41. So the 25% actually hits on this one. None of the others hit. Condition break at 673.29. All right, then you can see a nice huge move down here that we purposely get in late, right? We want to see momentum building, and that's when we get into a trade. So we get in a bearish signal at 10:25 a.m. Central Time at 667.88. So I get into a 667 put, and this thing just absolutely nosedives. The low point of this trade was 655.49. So over a $10 move on this trade. Everything hits. Huge profit if you held this all the way through. I think this went from, actually I can tell you what day is. It's the 20th. This trade went from contract purchase price of 173, and if you held that all the way through to strategy or the condition break, it was 943 at the close of that signal. So, I mean, just a great move that doesn't come around very often. Huge profit on that one. And then last trade of the day, a bearish signal at 240, 653.35. So I'm looking for a 653 put. Super close to the end of the day. But you can see here, price does go all the way down to the low point of 651.71, which is great. So 25%, 50%, and 100% all hit. Condition breaks well after market close, so if you're still in the trade at 315, you would still profited off of that trade if you held it all the way to close. All right, let's move on to Friday, the 21st. I'm scrolling past aftermarket and pre-market. I don't trade then. All right, so we get 2 signals on Friday. We get a bullish one at 10:45, 657.61. So looking for a 658 call. Nice movement up before conditions break. 661.51 is the high point. So 25%, 50% hit. on this trade. I gotta look here. 100% also hit on that trade as well. So all strategy exits on this one hit for profit, including the condition break hit for profit. And then next one is at 12:45, bullish candle, signal 663 even. So I'm looking for a 664 call. Could also have done a 664 call as well, or 663 call since it's so close at the money. But got in on this one for 135. The 25% did hit. The high point of this trade was 664.53. And so 25% hit. None of the others did. So condition break would have netted a loss on this one if you held it all the way through to 140 at 662.54 is where that candle closed. All right, let's go over to this past Monday, the 24th. We get one signal on this day, and it looks like a winner. So we get a signal at 9 a.m. Central Time, 665.19. So getting into a 666 call, and everything on this one hits for profit. Condition break at 10:35 a.m. at 667.73. And that's it for Monday. Nice trending day. Over to Tuesday. Yesterday, we get two signals. Sorry, we get a bullish signal at 10:30 Central Time, 670.70. So looking for a 671 call, and get a nice push up. The high point of this trade, 674.37. Everything hits for profit. The 25, the 50, and the 100%, including the strat exit, also nets a profit at 11:55 at 673.31. Then we get our second one of the day at 2:10, 674.38. So I'm looking for a 675 call, and 25% hits, 50% hits. The 100% does not hit, but if you hold all the way to condition break, that netted a profit as well on the trade. The high point of this was 676.21. The 50% exit was our most profitable exit point on that trade. But all four of them again profited. Then last today, bit of a rough start in the morning, right? We take a big L right here to start the day with the bull signal. This bull signal occurs at 8:45, so 679.33. We're looking for a 680 call, and price instantly reverses on us right when we get in the trade. None of the targets hit, and we end that trade with a loss to start the day. Then we get our second signal, our last signal of the day at 9:50, when market finally decides it wants to be bullish. 678.96, so looking for a 679 call, and everything hits on this one. The high point of this trade was 681.69 before conditions break. All four strategy exits hit a profit, with the best one being the 100%. With the best one being the condition break, netting the most profit. But again, the 25, 50, and 100% all hit on that trade. And then we just enter freaking Chop City the rest of the day, which is just gross. And I sat there for it that whole time, which was brutal. But you can see here the oscillator, right, tries to keep us out of those trades. The gray area is kind of the no trade zone. There's it's just chop on the oscillator I made, which does a good job. Obviously, the orange and greens, and then even reds when we're in bearish. That's where it's indicating that the market is bullish or bearish. Good momentum. Obviously, the earlier you can get on these candles, the better. You want to catch the move. Let me see if I have anything else. So yeah, here's the summary of the full 8-day with if you started with $1,000. The 25% take profit hit 94% of the time. You would have ended with a balance of 1730, so a 73% increase in your balance over those 8 days. 50% take profit hit 75% of the time. Ending balance would have been 1880, so an 88% profit, or net growth, I should say. The 100% take profit hit 63% of the time with an ending balance of $1,960, a net growth of 96%. And the condition break strategy exit hit also 63% of the time with an ending balance of $2,780 with a net growth of 178%. That one trade, I think it was last Thursday or so, really driving that, right? Where price went from, what did I say? Price went from, I can't find it. Yeah, on the 20th, price went from an entry of 231 to 943 if you held all the way through. So just a huge trade. That's really driving that strategy exit hold one. But what I wanted to show here is that the faster growth comes with larger swings. 25% model grows slower but smoother. The 50% model balances growth and stability. The 100% and strategy exit models grow the fastest, but they also experience the largest drawdowns when losses hit. So that's why I personally focus on the 25 and 50% models for consistency. I treat the strategy exit as an aggressive growth approach where I'm not there yet, right? Again, these numbers come from a small 8-day sample size. I show you them for educational purposes only. They are not a guarantee of future performance, as is with any strategy. None of them are guaranteed. If you want these bull, bear, and condition break signals on your own TradingView charts, the SPY Hunter signal engine and distance oscillator are linked below. I trade these on SPY and MES using these every day, but the logic applies to any clean trending market.